You must get to roast TV Wonder.
Which one?
I think you're Kunja in Chile. The way I guess Diab moves. It's like Stevie Wonder's chasing piano.
That's wrong, by the way. That is wrong. No.
I love you.
The case is just TV Wonder. The first time I don't think I died.
Episode 33, part 1 of Kenya's premier sports video podcast, the Three Quarters podcast. We're shooting this episode from Kilimani, and we'd like to thank our hosts for having us. Of course, we'd also like to thank our fans and followers for taking their time to watch our episodes. From everyone here at the Three Quarters podcast, we'd like to say thank you very much, and we appreciate your support. Now, the road to Japan draws closer as each day goes by, and the Kenya Simbas are currently engaged in the preliminary stages of the World Cup qualifiers. We'd like to urge you to join us in supporting them. Jump onto the hashtag Road to Japan, as we know the Kenya Simbas are the superstars of rugby in Kenya. I'm Demima Duffield.
This is Ngashi, official noisemaker.
And I'm Jerry Goose Kenyana.
So we'll start off with the feature game of the week, which was Kenya Simbas hosted Senegal last weekend on Saturday at the RFUEA grounds. Kenya Simbas won 45-25, which, I mean, was a win. We'll take the win. Proud of the boys. But, you know, a few things left us wanting. Go start us off with those.
Well, this is a game that really didn't go as we expected. I'll agree with you. I actually thought that we're going to win it with a bigger margin, if I may say so, because considering what these guys had gone through, or rather, what Namibia went through, when Namibia went through the 14 men, and us guys winning 45-25 was a bit small scoreline, but we'll always take the win. I was really wondering what was happening in our breakdowns, especially when it came to the racks. Our racking was a bit loose, given these guys were playing some dirty rugby. And but then again, you have to play with your opponent. After the first 10 minutes, you should have already known these guys are playing this one, adjust a little bit. And it took a while for our boys to settle. But at the end of the day, the win was quite good.
Yeah.
You don't look convinced yourself.
No, I mean, no, you know, when he brings up things like rucks, and I remember us discussing during the game how, you know, it's 15s. You can't just have a one-man ruck and there's 5 Namibian guys. Senegalese guys. And they're not small.
True.
So, I mean, they really were.
But you see, Kenya's advantage is always when you're playing quick ball, because that's when we always get everything going. We have quite a mobile set of forwards and also an electric backline. So I was talking to some people after the game, and you notice that you normally come like 2-3 guys to the racks, and then the ball is out quick, and you play a pod system, and you're able to recycle the ball. The problem this past week, I think, was, yes, you said Senegal played dirty. The officiating was very poor. Head coach Jerome Pavata went off on the ref after the game. But as Ngusi is saying, you should be able to adapt to what's happening. You should be able to adapt to the circumstances. What I would have expected to them is that, as you're saying, have your back rows at every rack. And that's the problem I have with this Kenyan team. Our back rows are having problems tackling, and Joshua Chisanga is the one going to racks. And I think that's where our problem is coming, because he can't contest the rack alone. The Senegalese come 3-4 guys. You see how those guys are big. They're going to clean the rack, and there are a couple of turnovers. Just that they're not a decent team, and they're not able to capitalize on their mistakes. So, I mean, the scrums for me were good. The lineouts were good. Our issue is just a breakdown. And breakdown is a very integral part of any rugby game. If you don't focus on your breakdown, you're going to make problems.
I think there was also the backs, the centers. especially the fast center, Seji. I don't think he had a very good game yesterday.
Yeah.
A couple of grease tackles,
Yeah.
and that very fast guy,
Yes, the number 14.
Yeah, number 14.
Yes.
The number 14 was quite quick, man.
Yeah.
Remember when Kopondo had made a nice break?
Yes.
And got
And
into the
he
five.
got all the way to,
The 5. The next thing you know, he's being swept.
In fact, it's funny. I was talking to Hilton Kopondo after the game, and he was saying that he knew it was a try. He knew he was getting the try box, and the guy just caught up with him. But as you're saying, that's what you're having a problem with our center pairing, because you see, one person was rushing, another person is staying. They're not pandering
Lagging
together.
behind, yeah.
Exactly. You see, so what happens is that this guy was coming, the first center was breaking the gap, and he. This other guy is not there. Then he has time to offload.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
1-2
Really a
offloads.
gap there.
Yep.
The 14 was off.
Although that's in terms of defense. Now, in terms of attack, talking about the back line, what I did notice and what I liked is they seem to have more or less gelled a little more, in the sense that I know where the next man is going to be when
Yes.
we're attacking.
Yes.
You could see that when Isaac, when Adimo was, when he knew when to dummy, he knew someone would be there.
Yes.
I mean, in as much as the implementation is what didn't go as right, but
He tried the first time,
yes, he tried.
the
Second time it worked. Yes.
Yeah.
And I mean, there was one try. I remember that. I mean, we knew it was a try.
Yes.
And I think the ball didn't quite get to the winger.
Yes.
But we knew what we were doing.
Yes.
That we know. you know.
Yes.
So
His execution was a bit.
yeah.
And I mean, just to add on to your point, Darwin Kids' last try. I mean, you also have to mention he scored 3 tries. So his last try, you saw it was a move off Kenny Andola, fast center Leo Seji, and he just popped the ball and Darwin was through, and it was a try. So I do agree with you that our backs seem to have really gelled. And what also really pleases me is that the 2 people we have at standoff, Isaac Adimo and Kenny Andola,
Yep.
seem to be very good at mashing the backs. So
Yeah,
I do agree with you.
Fantastic stuff.
Yeah. Well, same day Kenya Simbas played Senegal. We also had 2 other games: Uganda versus Tunisia and Namibia versus Zimbabwe. Give us the scores for that.
Yeah. Namibia were hosting Zimbabwe in Windhoek. They narrowly won the game 31-26. Uganda hosted Tunisia. They won 78-17. And of course,
These Tunisians, what are they coming to do this day? But anyway,
they're trying.
Yeah.
At least they're getting points.
Yeah.
And finally, Kenya, of course, beating Senegal 45-25.
All right, and the next Kenya Simbas fixture will be against Zimbabwe away in Zimbabwe. What do you think are the areas we need to work on for us to, maybe win? Or just do better in that game, basically?
no, I mean, I think we can win. Last year we
Yeah.
beat them about 63-26 in Harare. So I think we can beat them, but balls down to the breakdown. Zimbabwe also like quick ball. So we have to find a way to slow down their quick ball at the breakdown, but you also have to find a way to be present there so that we can actually play our style. I think it's going to be an entertaining game, and if we're able to work on just a couple and tackles, and getting our tackles right to our back row, I think we'll be good to go. Yeah.
I think just to add on to that, I agree with you in the breakdown situation, as well as I think our mindset should be really set, should be at a very high level, because we could tell that we were spoiled with the Tunisia game.
Yes.
Yeah. And we took time to get into that game.
Yeah, and we saw it manifesting in the Kenya versus Senegal game. So we'd like to see these guys being mentally prepared for this game, because this might just be the first test that we actually have.
Uganda.
Uganda
has.
Uganda has.
Yeah,
of course.
yeah.
But yeah, this is going to be a tough outing. Yeah.
So guys, the next Kenya Simbas game will be in Zimbabwe, Bulawayo. This will be on the 22nd of July at 4:30 p.m. local timing. Remember to watch it on Kwese Sports. It's a free-to-air channel, so you have no reason not to watch it. It'll also be on their Facebook page. Jump onto the hashtag Road to Japan. Let's support our boys. That's it for episode 33, part 1. Nash, tell them where to find us.
Of course, you can like our Facebook page, you can follow us on Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. This is Ngash, your official noisemaker.
Jeringus Kenyana.
And I'm Demima Duffield. See you in part 2.